Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. I woke up this morning and one of my Facebook followers had posted something, and it inspired me to make this video. So I wanted to just take a few minutes and talk about it. But before I do, I'm always going to start these by saying God is real. Jesus Christ is his son. Jesus Christ died on the cross to take on the sins of all mankind, because God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. These words have absolutely changed my life, and I know for a fact they're going to change yours. Roll it. All right, so the post was basically, I'm not going to read the post. I don't want to, call anybody out, but the post was basically, there needs to be a separation of church and state, and we should keep prayer out of schools, and we should keep religion out of schools. And there was a lot of respect given that, I appreciate your beliefs, and I respect that you believe, but I don't, so leave it out, and that's fine. And I thought, I feel the same way, and a lot of people may disagree with me, and God correct my heart if I'm wrong, but we're the United States of America. We're not the United States of Christ, and I wish we were. I really do wish that we had Christ all throughout our nation. We don't. And it's because for the past 50 years, we've been pushing God out of our workplaces, out of schools, out of every aspect of our lives. We've just been pushing God away. I don't think there should be prayer in school because how are you gonna navigate that? How are you going to have prayer in school for the Christian, for the Muslim, for the Jew, and also for the atheist? Because let's be honest, even if you turned around and said, we're going to start each day with prayer and the teacher's going to pray over the class, well, now you've got a Jewish kid that prays different. And then you've got a Muslim kid that needs to pray 2 more times that day. And, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of craziness in our world right now. And now you're going to have the atheist kid making a joke out of it, going, well, I need to pray to the God of Care Bears or whatever it is. And then there's going to be loss. It's going to happen. We've already seen some of that lunacy. But I thought about this. Back in the 50s and the 60s, kids used to drive to high school with trucks, and they used to have guns on the back of their trucks for hunting, for target practice, for whatever. Back in the 50s and 60s, we didn't see as much murder. We didn't see as much out of wedlock pregnancies. We didn't see the violence. Just go on Twitter for 5 minutes. Go on YouTube for 5 minutes. Just take a scroll. We are a violent, disgusting species right now. We really are. There is no love. There are no morals. There are no principles. And the Bible says this is going to happen. I did a message on this last week from 2 Timothy talking about just how things are going to be just terrible. And they are that way right now. And I think to myself, what if we did have prayer in school? What if we weren't kicking God out of every aspect? It hasn't worked. For anybody who's an atheist or an agnostic or a secularist or whatever you want to call yourself, you don't believe in God, that's fine. You're so passionate about kicking God out of every aspect of our lives. Imagine if he was in there. Look at the generations before us. Look at the men that went to war and fought for our country and knew that they were probably going to die, but they fought because there was honor in that. Look at the people who are doctors and look at the people who are running our systems. Like, one fear that I have, and maybe this is silly, but it's true, I'm not afraid of death. I'm really not. I know I'm going to heaven. I'm so confident in that, and I'm good. Tell me the world's going to end at 12 o'clock today, and I'm good. I'll have a ham sandwich and hug my wife and play with my dogs. Like, that's, I'm good. But imagine being like 75 and you need to go get heart surgery or you need to go get some kind of major surgery. My fear is that I'm going to walk into the operating room and there's going to be some like doctor doing TikTok dances, and so like in a rush to get back to his phone to check his Twitter feed. We have taught our kids to hate. The first thing we did was sports. And I know a lot of you parents have kids in sports, and I'm glad that they are in sports, but it's not a coincidence that your kid has a baseball game on a Sunday at 11 o'clock, 5 towns over, just in time for you to miss church, but just in time to get home for that 1 o'clock football game. We've been pushing God out of every aspect of our lives for the past 50 years, and it has not worked. Kids have no morals, they have no principles. You know, when you walk into a Christian church or you walk into a Jewish church, there are good people there. They don't steal. Most of them are really, really good people. A lot of them are broken. That's what the Christian church is. It's a welcome to broken people to change their lives. People like to argue and say, well, Jesus hung out with sinners. Right, but all of those sinners changed their behavior. Jesus didn't hang out with sinners and prostitutes, and the prostitute continued to be a prostitute, or the thief continued to be a thief, or the tax collector continued to be a tax collector. They all changed. They changed their life because of Christ. So everybody likes to say, well, Jesus hung out with sinners. Yes, but they changed. And that's what is required to be a Christian. You have to be better as a Christian. And I'll throw the Jews in there too, and I'll throw the Muslims in there too. There is a dedication to faith. There is a dedication to your religion. You have to pray. You've got to always keep God with you. You've always got to read his word. And you've got to watch your P's and Q's, man. You got to watch everything you do, everything you say. Trust me, there's times I post stuff on Facebook and I delete it. I'm like, no, that's the wrong example. I can't do that. But when I go into a Christian church, I was a Sunday school teacher, and a lot of the kids that I taught, they turned out to be really good kids. None of them had kids out of wedlock. They all are still in church with their families. They've got their kids in church. They're all part of, whatever group they're in right now, choir or Sunday school. They're just good kids because they were brought up to go to church and worship God. They've got those morals and their principles in their heart. So before we go around saying that we just need to kick God out of everything, just look at the history. We've done that. For the past 50 years, we've kicked God out of every aspect of our lives. And we are not better right now. Our kids are not better. They lack morals and they lack principles. I'm going to throw a couple videos up here just to show you what people are acting like these days. I want you to think that, would this world be better right now with or without God? And my answer is it would be better with God. I'm going to be praying for you guys. I love you all. I hope to see you soon.